Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be doing the recap of week 2 of college football. A lot of stuff happened. Big shakeup. One of the teams in the Blake Stackpool BS poll, top 4 really changed. We have a new team in the playoff spot right now. Crazy things. We'll just start off with Michigan, get Michigan out of the way. I know I've kind of already done some stuff on that. I thought it was pretty good. JJ played really well. It was nice to see what he was doing. Defense got home, got some sacks. Pretty boring thing. JJ's throw, I have it slow-moed in the video where I talked about, or I did the Victory Monday video, super slow-mo where he steps up and he throws it into this dot. I mean, Cornelius has almost nowhere to go, and he puts it in right where it needs to go, and it works. It was beautiful. Moving on quickly, Tennessee struggled with Austin Peay. It is what it is. Georgia dominated Ball State, Youngstown State, Ohio State. McCord's looking good. Looks like he kind of took the reins there. Florida State killed Southern Miss. Smoked me on my bet there. USC also smoked Stanford. Penn State smoked Delaware. Washington looked pretty good against Tulsa. They probably would have wanted to put up a bit more, but Penix, another 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. The guy's insane. Notre Dame handled NC State in a crazy long rain delay. Estime looks great, or Estime. 2 touchdowns, 134 yards. Unbelievable stuff. And then 284 throws and 4 touchdowns for Hartman. So Utah came back at the death to beat Baylor on the road. Baylor's an 0-2. Dave Aranda, hot seat? Maybe? Probably not. Oregon, speaking of coming back, outscores Texas Tech 20-3 in the fourth quarter to end up beating Texas Tech. Oregon comes back, huge win there. Bo Nix looking great. Grambling gets killed by LSU. It is what it is. Kansas State takes care of Troy. Oregon State kills UC Davis. SMU hangs around with SMU. Oklahoma and SMU hang around with each other. 28-11 final score there. Washington State upsets Wisconsin. Kind of saw that one coming. If you look at the BS poll from last week, we had that one as a game we circled. App State and North Carolina, another crazy game once again. We went to overtime here, double overtime actually, in fact. North Carolina 40, App State 34. Ole Miss, Tulane, a seesaw, a fourth back and forth. Another game where we had a huge fourth quarter comeback. Second half score of 27-3 for Ole Miss to end up winning 37-20. Duke took care of Lafayette. Clemson struggled at first with Charleston Southern, but put the hurt on him, ended up beating him 66-13. And then the final 3 big games, we'll start with chronologically order here. Colorado beats Nebraska 13-0 at halftime, ends up being 36-14. Jeff Sims, man, guys like me thought he was going to be good. Oh boy, next question, next speaker. He is not good. It was not it. Tough scene. But Colorado's looking good. They're having game day for the 3rd straight time. So we'll see. Or again, a game day. I think they've got Big Noons up there again, I believe. And I think College Game Day is there as well for Colorado State, Colorado. And then the penultimate game we'll talk about, Miami, Texas A&M. That's right, folks. The U is back. How crazy is that, man? They did their thing. The offensive line dominated. Tyler Van Dyke, 374 yards and 5 touchdowns. Texas A&M had some fight in them as well. But Miami just kind of overwhelmed them. They went air raid on them. They didn't even run the ball that well. The O-line was firing. It's exactly what I think they've wanted. They probably more of a run game and an ideal win. But hey, they were able to air raid it out, had no problem, took care of business, and beat a ranked opponent at home. Miami is 2-0 and looks to take advantage of a very weak ACC this year. But again, the ACC is cooking the SEC, so there's some pretty quality resume-building things in there. Maybe 11-1 loss to, or actually it could be 12-1 or 11-1 with a win or a loss in the conference championship game. Could find yourself in a New Year's Six bowl and potentially even the playoff. You got to watch out for that one. Now looking forward to the game of the week. Texas, Alabama, right? Texas beats Alabama. They outscored them in every quarter except the third quarter. But yeah, so it was 13-6 at halftime, and then 16-13 Alabama, and then Texas outscores them 21-8 in the fourth quarter. Final score 34-24. Quinn Ewers 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jatavion Sanders, the tight end, 5 catches, 114 yards. A.D. Mitchell had a few touchdowns. This game was unbelievable. And Texas bullied them up front and in the trenches and in pretty much every aspect out there. It was crazy how it was. And it makes you really question what's going on with Alabama. I know people like me kind of jokingly were saying, hey, things are going to happen. I thought they would lose some games this year, Bama. I didn't think it'd be this one. This one was kind of crazy. I now have Texas in number 4 in the power rankings. Might as well just hop right into that. BS poll, boom. I'll lean to the side so maybe I can put it right here and make a bit more sense. We've got Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Florida State 3. Change here, obviously. Texas 4, Penn State 5, Washington 6, Oregon 7, USC 8, Notre Dame 9, Colorado 10, Oklahoma 11, Ohio State 12. Big up here for Ole Miss 13, Alabama 14. Just funny optics there. Tennessee 15. Oregon State 16, Duke 17, Kansas 18. Big jump from their win over. Actually, didn't even talk about that one. They beat Illinois. Good one there on Friday night. Absolute domination. And then UNC 19, the U 20, 21 for Iowa. And then Utah 22. Shout out the Cougs 23, UCF 24, and LSU still sticking at 25 because I can't live in a world where LSU's not ranked. But that's just where we're going to be at. And then a playoff, obviously, put it right here as well. Boom. Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Florida State 3, Texas 4. So Sugar Bowl would be Texas, Georgia, and the Rose Bowl, Florida State, Michigan. Man, that nostalgia city right there. That'd be a crazy one to see. In terms of that, really interesting things. Some major takeaways. I would say just quickly scrolling back down. Texas obviously is for real, and this is the bonus of playing games out of conference. You get to see how good your team is early. Obviously, there is some downside of losing it. I was talking to one of my Texas Tech friends on the app, Mr. Kelvin. Shout out Kelvin. The SEC West, first time in a long time that you can think that A&M, LSU, and Alabama all have a loss going into it. I know the ACC is also weak, but is this a year where Lane Kiffin kind of figures it out and sneaks out a good conference appearance here and something like that potentially? Notre Dame looks for real. Colorado looks potentially for real. Obviously, their first test is in 2 weeks with the back-to-backs with Georgia and USC. God forbid Georgia and USC, Oregon and USC, excuse me. But God forbid they win one of those games. This app would be crazy. Tennessee, huge test against Florida this week. Excited to see that one. It's a pretty soft slate. I guess we can quickly look at that real quick as well. Only big matchups I can think of is Penn State, Illinois, Tennessee, Florida. South Carolina, Georgia, I guess it's a conference matchup. Alabama with an interesting one going to South Florida. Probably going to kill them for that one. And then Washington, Michigan State. Obviously a lot going on with Michigan State. I guess we can do a little bonus segment on Michigan State here. A lot of news coming out. I'm recording this right after Mel Tucker's statement came out. He had a statement come out where he's refuting the accusations. Regardless, he's not going to be coaching there. I think it's almost a positive impact with him being out. I don't know, because you inject a new life, I guess you could say. Michigan State, again, a lot going on, super hypothetical. I'm by no means jumping to any conclusions. You hate to see what happened. Thoughts and prayers with the victim. As of now, we have to kind of benefit the doubt there. But innocent until proven guilty in a very fine line. I think it's a defined line you got to walk. So I'm going to be as ambiguous as possible. Michigan State, likely because Mel Tucker's gone. With all due respect, likely he's going to be fired. And it's be interesting to see if they hire someone quickly or if they wait. And who it's going to be. You're moving to a conference where you're going to have a lot more teams in conference that are good, but you don't have to play the top teams necessarily every year. You're probably going to lose Penn State. You could potentially even lose Michigan, but you're going to lose Ohio State as well off the schedule yearly. And that means you could end up with a Rutgers and a Nebraska, and it's a much easier schedule than normal. So, but that I will say that the credit to the Michigan State in how they supported Mel Tucker up to this point. Clearly, I don't want to insinuate they're doing anything bad, but giving out financial support to assistant coaches through collectives, working with the coach, marketing his image. I think it is still a potentially good job. Could you get a Mike Elko from Duke, something like that? Everyone's going to say Deion because Deion is Deion, but no way Deion goes Michigan State. I wouldn't think it'd be the worst thing. The way that they're okay marketing their guy, it would kind of work in a weird way, but I doubt that he would go and leave that. The Toledo coach is getting thought of, Eastern coach as well, something local. I don't know. We're jumping ahead of ourselves, but I just want to put a little Mel Tucker thing in there so I can add it to the title as well and speak on that. Because I think I got to, as a Michigan fan, it's kind of, this is my rival team. And again, this is bigger than the rivalry. I hate when people bring up, Bo Schembechler stuff and Jerry Sandusky and all that stuff. It's thoughts and prayers of the victims, man. What are we doing bringing it into college football? It's just a game, man. I did that whole video last year with the ski mask thing and Izzo's Hitler and all this BS, and then we had the shooting happen, unfortunately. And it's like, look, some things are far bigger than sports. Shout out Rico Bosco. Shout out for those that like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think, any big takeaways you have from week 2. Who's your Heisman right now? For me, it's still Penix. I'm still banking on that. I know Caleb Williams has crazy stats, but they have a bye week this week, so we'll see how that goes. So thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.